To be back on this radio. Yeah, it feels good to be back on this radio. Good morning, folks. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Liberians. Good morning across the 15 political subdivisions of this country. It pleases us to sit on this platform and inform you, Liberians, about the happenings in this country. You see, it is an honorable thing. In all of our endeavors, in all of our undertakings, we have felt the need that if we don't have anything to contribute to Liberia, we should inform the people. Perhaps it appears at times that these things as easy, it is easier than the way you see it. Sometimes you think I take into the microphone every morning to inform the people. It's something just easy, but hell no, it's not. It is a tax that we have to stand strong. Yeah. Every morning we wake up, there are lots of challenges. Sometimes you feel like you want to give up. At times, is challenging. But in all of that, we have felt the need. We continue to engage. We continue to ensure that the Liberian people, we Liberians, the old man, the papi, in our saying, our parents, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers are informed about day-to-day happenings in this country. It helps them, it enables them to make informed decision. It is our expectation. It is our belief that we take this microphone every morning. When we inform to you about the happenings in this country, it is our expectation that the information we provide, use it as per your analysis, and you derive at a logical conclusion as to what are the ways you're going to go, what are the ways you're going to govern yourself, and how you approach national issues. You see, when we built a collective Liberia, we built a country where the views and the opinions of people are used by actors, by stakeholders, by decision makers, to draft policies in this country, to design strategies, to change their approach towards resolving issues in this country, then we are heading there. Because the overall benefit is that at times when government, go about the different programs you deployed, the different strategies you want to use, the overall objective is that you should have an impact on the lives of the people. The overall good at a time where we conclude on everything, all of what you are hoping to achieve as a government is that the lives of the people are better. Is that the people are provided, or the environment that suits their living standard. Every government dream is to ensure that the people lives are better. At the overall analysis, you want lives of the people to be better. And so to do at times, it's good to listen to these folks. The same very people you tend to better their lives, you want to listen to them and they tell you what are the ways they think and things that are affecting them. So that's why every time we sit on this radio, we provide to you Liberians a platform. We encourage you to speak out. You see, dialogue is the best start. Yeah. In a country such as Liberia, violence has never been the solution. Violence is not the solution. And violence will never be the solution. So to build a country of such, dialogue is the way forward. If you want to argue, then you go back and check after what brought the the civil war, right, the 14 years of civil war in this country to end is through dialogue, it's through mediation, right? That we say, okay, fine, everyone has a point. Everyone has a reason why they stood up. Everyone has a reason why they raised their hands and said, I want this to happen. But at the final analysis, we said, all right, let's come together. Let's understand ourselves. Everyone has a point. And all of these points are needed because the diversification of people within a society is what plays out. So from one group to another, everyone holds different belief. Everyone holds different political affiliation. Everyone thinks differently about how government should run. Everyone thinks differently about how government should function. Everyone, so there are divergent views, there are divergent opinions. Everyone thinks differently about the situation. But what makes it unique is that all of these thoughts are entertained. All of these thoughts are put together to form the country. But these things can only be brought together if we put out a garment that throughout, every time and all of our undertakings we should ensure that peace is preserved. Because it's through peace, during peacetime, we have the opportunity, to stand out and say what we want to say. It is through peacetime that we say we have the right. It is through peacetime we reference the Constitution when we speak. When there is a conflict, when there is disagreements, right? The Constitution, especially when we create a scene where violence prevails, when violence has taken over our democratic space, believe you me, that the right you have to the Constitution, or what the Constitution says that you should peacefully assemble, that right will be marginalized. To a point that all of your rights, the rights you have within the Constitution, will be disrespected, will be ignored, and will be trashed. Then it begins to a point where things that you are not subjected to do, you begin to do them. Things that you never thought you would have done, you start to do it. So that's why, to avoid all of these things, we built a country where you see the next man that he is a Liberian. We see the next man that he is a Liberian. We see the sister that she is a Liberian. We don't see her as a sedition. We don't see her as a unity party partisan. We don't see her as opposition. We don't see her as government, right? We see everyone collectively. But again, we believe that collectively we disagreed aspect our belief towards how government should function, towards our belief about who we think has all what it takes, to lead us. So we are united, right? Celebrating unity in diversity. In a sense, we come from different political backgrounds, tribal belief, religion affiliations, but in the end, we are united because the peace is what we want to preserve. It is during peacetime we have the right to call and say we're calling for the abandoned district. It is during peacetime we call and say this lawmaker is incompetent. It is during peacetime we call and say the legislator is a rebel state. It is during peacetime we call and say the National Elections Commission isn't performing. It is during peacetime we call and criticize the government. It is during peacetime we have the opportunity to say what we want to say. It is during peacetime that you want to call and hail the government for the positive things they have done. It is during peacetime you want to call and praise and sing your songs of praises to this person, to that person you think. It is during peacetime we call and want to brag about things that are happening in this country. But you wouldn't believe me that when that is being wiped away, and for some of us that had the time to live and witness what happened in the 90s, then you want to challenge yourself. Then you want to say to yourself that Liberia deserves better. That all of what we do, we should prioritize Liberia. But folks, good morning and welcome. That was just an intro. Good morning, and welcome. Thanks for joining us, those of you watching. We had to appreciate you. Oh yes, my word. We wholeheartedly appreciate you for joining us this morning. It feels good. Uh, it feels good to have you follow this program. This is Good Morning Liberia on the Voice of Liberia 104.1. And we are live as well on Facebook at www.voice of Liberia.com. Join us this morning. Invite a friend to listen. Yep, invite a friend to listen as well. Let's stick to our line to acknowledge those of you watching. Yep, let's do it. Oh my word, where is this thing? Okay, okay. All right, let's see what to do. Emmett Hammer, one of our regular followers. It says, following live this morning from Car City. Many thanks to you, Emmett Hammer. Thomas N. Simbo said, I'm watching from Johnsonville Township. Thanks, Thomas. And Sukomo said, good morning. Good morning, and so Papi Keita said, good morning, Liberia voice. I am CDC Papi Sources Keita from Dupont Road. Honorable George Watkins Jr. Says, good morning, everyone. Many thanks to you. Lai Crewmine says, good morning. Erika Chi says, that's Erika Chi, Andrew Fassi Gaye, and Andrew Gato are watching as well. Many thanks, and thanks to all of you. Keep following. Help us share the live video. Yep. And okay. All right. Oh my word. We go. I want to get this thing correct. Oh my word, this thing is becoming. I want to get to this thing. Okay. I want to get to this thing. You have to bear with me. Okay. We got it. And so we want to have a conversation this morning, folks. And I'm going to provide my analysis on the discussion. And I appreciate how you see it, how you think about it, and perhaps whether you oppose what we say on this radio or you support. That's why we build a platform where your views matter. What you think, how you think about it, because everyone thinks differently. Everyone has different thought towards issues. But the common good, at the end, we should derive at a conclusion. We should derive at a conclusion, right? A one that is benefiting for every one of us. So, we want to have this conversation, folks. And we're going to provide you reasons to why we think is the only way to go. To why we think that the only way we will have, a time. The elections is just right next to come. Some 6 months to elections. Some 6-7 months will be into elections. 4-5 months campaign will be into full swing. You see, let's begin by over the weekend. Right. Over the weekend, the CDC the CDC the CDC had entered a collaboration with 6 additional parties. With 6 additional parties, bringing them to 9 in total. 9 political parties. The first in the history of Liberia for such a coalition, and by extension across the Western region. And which, of course, we are still doing our research as to at what point in time in the democratic space the 9 political parties merged to form a coalition. Yep. So we witnessed that ceremony over the weekend, graced by President George Weah and the rest of other hurricanes of the coalition government. It was there. But there are things we want to bring to our attention, fellow Liberians. And we're going to have this discussion and also reconcile with the current happenings in the opposition community. Now, what are the reasons why these things will continue to happen? The government understand, right, the coalition for democratic change, that's a tripartite arrangement, but then they will refer to a group of 3. The legs of the National Patriotic Party, the Liberia's People's Democratic Party, and the Congress for Democratic Change. In 2017, permit me to drive you back a bit. In 2016, these political parties have understood that one of the reasons to have an easier way to the executive mansion is to have a collaboration that bring like-minded parties together and understand that we need to derive our journey is at executive mansion. So in all of our undertakings, in all of what we do, all of what we must do is to ensure that we get at the executive mansion. That discussion was held in 2016. It was finalized. It brought forth the Coalition for Democratic Change. So the coalition had came into being with 3 political parties, right? These 3 political parties, they entered the 2017 elections, had to compete with the ruling establishment, but then the Unity Party. So the Unity Party understood at the time that we are still the incumbent, we have all what it takes, and there are possibilities that in Africa, when you are ruling establishment, when you are ruling government going to election, you already have about 60% or 70% chances of winning elections. There are several factors you want to consider. One, you are incumbent. You have the monetary strength. You have the willpower. You have the Ministry of Internal Affairs under your control. One of the ministries, one of the government entities that is very sensitive in this country, but we overlook it. That Ministry of Internal Affairs. Because it has the power, that government institution has the power in the twinkling of an eye to summon the entire country. It has the power that in a thinking of an eye to bring all those chiefs and elders that make decisions on behalf of the people across in the rural parts of Liberia, to bring them in the heart and make them dance to the rhythm of the music. That ministry has the power to do it. That's one of the entities of government that is very, very much essential. We overlook it. Every government to win, a sitting government to win an election, rests on the shoulder of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. If you don't know this today, let me tell you. That Ministry of Internal Affairs, that's one of the strengths of a government and every other government to regain state power. It rests on the shoulder of the government, of that ministry. That's why when election periods are approaching, you see the Minister of Internal Affairs is out in the counties. You know why? There is a start across rural Liberia. Perhaps it might not be practiced in Mosurado. Perhaps it might not be practiced in capital cities across the 15 counties. But it is highly practiced in areas that have votes. That is chiefs. They are the voice. When they speak their people listen. When they say this is where we are going, there are parts in Liberia, there are regions in Liberia. If you go there and ask the people, who are you voting for? Who are you carrying as president? They say we are listening to our chiefs. Where they say they are going is where we are going. That's how, to what extent the people are obedient to those chiefs and elders. That's not what we're saying. It brings us to a point. So in 2017, by then the United Party understood all of these things. So they said, okay, fine, we can win. We can win elections. The first round ended. As the Constitution of Liberia provides, you must have 50% plus one vote, right, to win the population. It doesn't work out. In 2017, the CDC had 38%. The Unity Party, by then the incumbent, had 28%. So they had to go to a runoff elections in 2017. A runoff elections called for merger again. The CDC by then had to take those that were in the top flight. They brought on board the MDR of President Johnson. They brought on board all political institutions, 5%, 4%, 3% to make up that number. They went for the runoff elections, and they won the presidency. Fast forward since then up to present, there have been lots of disagreements within the CDC. There have been lots of dissatisfaction within the CDC. There have been lots of complaints from those that struggle, to a point even some of those that stood with the CDC during its toughest time had to back off. At this time where it is enjoying, at this time where, and this is one of the things you must consider. It reached a point that even the CDC has realized that in order to regain the confidence of the people, in order to make this process more easier for us, we cannot do it other than negotiations. We cannot do it other than mergers. We cannot do it other than bringing political parties together. Today, if you have a conversation with the national chairman of the Coalition for Democratic Change, you have a conversation with the national secretary general, you have a conversation with other leaders within the CDC, they will tell you, if the need be, we want to bring all political parties together under the CDC. Because these guys have understood in Liberia, for a single party to obtain 50 plus one vote is challenging. For a single party to obtain 50 plus one votes is challenging. And even if after the first round, the top two political parties to bring other parties on board is cost intensive after the first round. Because those political institutions have understood that there is likelihood that when you win, the possibility of giving them job is shrink. So that's when they put forth the offer to declare my support to you and the X amount of dollars. The person will want to consider what they have spent in the first round, want to get it and get profit afterwards. These are all of the things you want to consider. That's why political institutions will want to form that merger before the election period. And now after the election, after the first round, before you go about stressing hands and want to bring different folks together to join you. At that time, you will succumb to what they tell you. At that time, what they say, they offer, they put for. Because mind you, when you leave in them, your opponent, right, is calling them. That's the thing. And you don't want to lose these kinds of individuals. That's how it plays out. So the CDC have understood all of those things. The CDC felt the need that the body politics in Liberia is being played. They see men are wearing, that wears your T-shirt and come at the party, at the rally. It's the same person that wears a T-shirt and go to the next person. So it appears that our men on the day of election will choose, perhaps will be led and will vote the way he wants to vote, which of course unless it's right. So if that man votes the way he wants to vote, then the process is left for us to have the numbers. And how can we get the number when these votes are divided? How can we get the number when we have over 22, 27 political institutions? Remember, currently as we speak, there are 27 registered political parties in Liberia. If those 27 institutions are to fill a candidate in elections, trust me, we'll have 27 presidential candidates. and we have 27 presidential candidates, there is no possibility that a single party will have 50 plus 1. There is no possibility that after the first round, a single party will have 50 plus 1 vote. It is impossible. It is impossible. And I repeat, it is impossible for a single party to have 50 plus 1 votes. If you have 27 political parties that are going before 5 million people, and out of that 5 million people, perhaps you have 2 or 3 million persons that will be voting. It is impossible. So we want to consider all of these things. That one of the ways to save ourselves from expenses, because mind you, the National Elections Commission total budget as we speak is 30 million that they have proposed, from 70 up to 50, 40, and they reach 30 million that the NEC will be depending on to conduct just the first round of the elections. So you want to consider that if the election go for another round, it means another 30 million or another 20 million will be needed. And this is where government face problem. And this is where you see people will ignore all of these things and come out and say the election will have to have the runoff election in the time frame of the Constitution, that in the case of a runoff 1 month after a rerun should be held. That's when you see people start to brand the government negatively as to not failing to abide by the Constitution. But we fail to consider that there is money needed to conduct the elections. Elections across the world is one of the expenses, the expensive thing that government go through is elections. Yeah, elections is very expensive. So in order to save ourselves, at times we consider that in order to save ourselves, in order to save our country from these unnecessary expenses, if you may want to say, there should be a need that those political institutions, 27, if we have 27 political institutions come together and forming just 3 or 4 groups, maybe you have about 9, like we already have 9 political parties out of that 27 political institutions making up the Coalition for Democratic Change. You'll be left with about 17, about 18 if you do your mathematics. You'll be left with about 18 political parties. 18 political parties plus the 9 have joined is 19. The number is still high. So if you have 19 political parties, those 19 parties fit in candidates, right? So have 19 men challenging the process going for the presidency. The possibility of a runoff elections cannot be overly stated. There must be a runoff elections. So the 30 million the NEC is already requesting, which of course we've seen that the government is struggling to provide the 30 million so that they to run elections. Then we will enter again another expensive. Another 30 million will be needed. The same process will have to go on. And it places us in a very difficult. So the CDC, understanding all of these things, have brought 9 political parties together. Now, the debate has been that those 9 political institutions brought forth by the Coalition for Democratic Change, the Liberia Redemption, that's the Redemption Democratic Coalition, right? All of those political institutions, like the Movement for Economic Empowerment, the People's Liberation Party, who's of course this will be the first election, the Union of Liberian Democrats, the United People's Party, the Change Democratic Coalition, and the Redemption Democratic Congress, adding to the National Patriotic Party, the Liberia's People Democratic Party, and of course the Congress for Democratic Change. That's 9. So the argument has been that those 6 political parties that joined the CDC don't have the number. In 2017, if you do all of your mathematics, those 6 political institutions had a total of about 30,000 votes. All 6 of them combined. Of the exception, let's say 5, because by then the People's Liberation Party was not part of the 2017 elections. So if you do your mathematics, all 5 of them had a total of 30,000. Yeah, 30,000 votes. So perhaps it could be a opinion, right? If you may want to say. So if it is a opinion, then you want to analyze that all of them, right? The Prince Johnson had about how I mean say the different political parties, but then had about 30,000 votes. So from 2017 up to present, they have built consensus. They have held interactions. They have increased membership, right? They have held lots of activities. They have engaged the political space. They have brought new people. They have engaged. So all of these things, you consider them. So it means that the number by then in 2017, there is a possibility that number might be double, times 2, times 3 aspects. So imagine, for instance, the movement for economic empowerment moved in 2017 high about 12,000 votes, 13,000 in total. If you were 12,000 or more, to be exact, about 12,700 votes total in 2017. So if you want to consider that the move understood that let's deploy this strategy. That in 2017 we'll have 12,700 votes. So every year they increase this 12,000 times 2. So 2018 they increase that number. 2019 they increase that number. 2020 they increase that number. It might not be done directly for you to see, but there are lots of engagements, lots of activities, lots of cells. They build cells across the 15 countries, because every day there are Liberians from this side, especially when you are part of the ruling establishment, or this person was part of the opposition, like the Unity Party. Maybe they feel disenchanted about the way things were, the way things went about. They leave, they need a home, because the essence of politics is interest. Everyone wants to find himself in a place where they are prioritized. So in a situation where the person with the United Party, every time they are held backstage, sometimes they want to leave from there to enter into different political parties that, regardless of the way they are small in size, but they have the space that they can say what they want to say, and they too, their voice matters. So you want to consider all of these things. So there is no possibility that the number before is static, is fixed, that the 12,000, the 5,000, the 10,000 persons you had in 2017 is the same number of people you will have in 2023 elections. That's not how it runs. There is a possibility that at first, the number this person had during the previous time could be double. And there is a possibility that the number you had by 10 will be decreased. So all of these things based on your engagements. So for instance, Cummins in 2017 had 7.2% of the total votes. There is no possibility, I want to challenge anyone, that in 2023 that Cummins will have the same 7.2%. There is a likelihood that that number will be increased, and again there is a likelihood that that number will be decreased. Depending on the engagement since 2017 up to present he has had with constituents. He has built, the cells he has built, or perhaps the way he has presented himself to the public, will leave the people to judge as to whether this man, this 7.2% can be times 2, make it 14.2. Still, it cannot make him president. You want to consider all of these things, right? There is no possibility that the Unity Party, the 28% they had in 2017, will be the same 28% in 2023. There is a possibility that the Unity Party, 28%, will be decreased in 2017 by perhaps, will be reduced. There is a possibility that the Unity Party, 27%, will be increased, perhaps times 2. So that's 48%. That's 28, 40, 50, 56%. Who knows? So you cannot judge a person as per the number they had before. I'm saying this to bring us to a point. The debate has been since those 9 political institutions, right, joined 6 political institutions, joined the CDC. The debate has been that those 6 political parties, they have in 2017 they have 5,000. In 2016, in 2017, they have 4,000. Some of them have 3,000. Some have 0.3% of the total vote. That shouldn't be the argument. We should discourage ourselves from hearing these kinds of things. Because you know why? Even you guys, you leaders in the opposition, you should discourage yourself when your members, when your sons of Solomon come to you, right? When they come to sing their songs of praises and they want to mention that argument at any point in time that, those folks have joined the CDC, but then they have 5,000. The people not serious-minded people, they have 4,000. Some of them have 6,000. Discourage yourself from hearing these things. Because you know why? There are possibilities to which that person number might be double. There are possibilities that a man have 5,000 before we have even more than what he had in previous time. You want to consider that. So, those of you in opposition, those of you leaders in opposition, try as much as possible to discourage yourself. Try as much as possible to discourage yourself. Yes. Try as much as possible to discourage yourself. Because the thing about it is that in the end, all of these things, right? They know your folks will come to your followers. Some of you, the discussion you have held in the back, they say, oh, don't mind the men in the access political party, men on serious men. The six political party, all our men joined together. They will reach. I see men in 2015, I'm saying in 2016, all our men come together. They were just about, they had 30,000 votes. They get real all straight. But you want to consider that from 2017 to now, there are cells being built. These folks have had discussions. They have had their own engagements. They have engaged the people. They have sent their message to a point that the ordinary Liberian listened. They have used all of the happenings, the lapses in the opposition, the lapses from government, and developed on them. So you want to consider, you want to think outside the box. And don't want to conclude that those individuals, there's six political, the six political parties, that came together, that joined the CDC, that join the CDC will be they are folks, they don't have the strength. They have the strength. Listen, there is this thing you want to consider. There is something we call unity. Unity. There is strength in unity. Right? There is strength in unity. When people come together, they are stronger than when they separate. When people come together, they are stronger than they separate. Have you realized one of the reasons why people will tell you we don't have serious opposition in this country? It's because in 2020, when these folks came together, they sent a message that they are stronger together. That was the message, that we are stronger together. It was reflective, it was demonstrated, and everyone could see. So when you separate, there is no strength in division. There is no strength in separation. There is no strength in separation. When you separate everything about you, chakla. When you used to be that person that you thought that when you speak, people listen. When you separate, when you speak, people tend to see you as joker. This is what happened. Isn't that there are not serious-minded people in opposition? Nope. Isn't that there are not individuals that are competent to take over this country? Nope. There are folks in the opposition that are competent to still lead the country. There are folks in opposition that are as nationalist as those that are currently serving this government. But you know what distinguishes them is that they have allowed themselves to be divided. Is that they have allowed themselves, right, to be divided on the basis that, hey, the next man feels that he has or someone he listened to. That person is telling you, hey, you know why? In 2017, you came second. So there is a possibility that you will come first this time. So no need for you to go join out of minute. Be by yourself. Sit down by yourself. Just look at it. The people still love you. That's the message. They tend to believe it. The next person decide, you know why? In 2017, you got 7.2%. But since then, you know, when you move from here, you see the amount of people that can go behind you. This time around, there's a possibility that this 7.2% will be increased. There's a possibility that you even get more than number two. They see anywhere you enter, people will be telling you that this person, these are the songs they sing in their ears. And I'm saying it randomly that way because that's the same way it's been sung to them. So when they listen to all of these radios, you know, listen to all of these good sounds and things from their followers, those that tend to be followers to them, they succumbed. So, oh man, you know, I have the number. Oh yeah, send me those pictures. And be carried away. Listen, let me spare you this. Let me say this to you. I have realized in recent times that how it's been played. All of you, political parties, across, don't be carried away by those you see from you, the number you see when you're having your rallies. I've realized of recent that the easier way to do it, once you need number, right, you need about 50, near about 100 person to come up for your rally, just make the money available. The 100 person will appear. Whether are the ones that have your heart, whether are the same, whether they are from the CDC coming to join you doing a rally, they don't care. Whether they are from the Unity Party coming to join you to a CDC rally, they don't care. If you want 100,000 persons, you want 50 persons, just bring the money, make the money available. The 50,000 persons can appear in a second. This is how the politics has been played. So for those of you that will sit and say collaboration is not the answer, collaboration is not anything, you will stay independent. Trust me, you stay independent, you make the process challenging for yourself. Fast forward to the 9 political parties. Those institutions, those 9 different institutions, have their own objective to which they join the CDC. It must be clear. Everyone joined the CDC because they want a space. That's the first thing. The first thing we must consider is that everyone joined that political marriage because they want a space. They want a space that they will be able to say what they want to say. They want a space that they too can benefit from the $5 to $10 that go across. They too want a space that their voices will be heard when it comes to decision-making process in the country. Some of them want to be remembered in this country. Some of them want to be remembered in history that we were the folks back then that formed a government that did this. We were part of a government that had this agenda. We were part of a government that delivers this agenda for the Liberian people. Some of them had that motive. Some of them are coming to the CDC because I think that this position, this man occupied, there will come a time, it will come a time I too will occupy this position. We understand that the CDC is gradually after President George, we are the CDC with new office. So we are going there with a mind that we cannot be president at this time. But there are days ahead that we too will build our membership, will build our relationship across the CDC, and there are possibilities to which we can take over some of those positions within the CDC. There are different reasons. You want to look at the economic benefit attached to each of those political parties. Politics in Africa is very expensive because the people depend on you to stretch hand to them then before they can give you the vote. So the people most often during the electoral process, the people are not listening to the message. Whether you have whether you have an agenda that suits them, they don't care. Whether you have an agenda that delivers on what they have struggled for over the time, they don't care. Because you know why? There are times, there has been a number of times where those that came with that same very agenda, they promised the people, and at the end, they fail on their promises. So they left the people with no hope, no aspiration, no vision, and the people, the electorates, believing that no one should be trusted. So that's why you see some of you have brilliant plans, you have brilliant visions, your articulation, your message to the people is clear, but the people are still doubtful because there are previous leaders that have come and made the road dangerous for you. And you going there too as well, it will even be worse than the way it is. Yep. It will even be dangerous than the way it is. That's how it has been over times. That's how it continues to be as we speak. So because of that, the people have tailored their approach in a way that what you get, sometimes what they get is how they vote you. So all of these things, you want to consider them. So these political parties that have joined the CDC, some of them will go on the overall basis of supporting President via re-election. For that, you can't stress that because it is bounded upon them. And the CDC have learned, right? The CDC have learned from the opposition mistake. The CDC learned from the opposition mistake, and they have calibrated, their whole style of correlation to a point that anyone coming, you understand that you come in the CDC, but you're supporting President Joe Weah for president, Joe for vice president, Moru remains your your chairman, Koji remains your national secretary. The pattern has been played. So when you come in now, you don't come in as a supporting arm. You come in that we too have the number, we too can help you deliver on this quest. But those political institutions are also considering that those very positions the guys occupy are attaining position, and there are possibilities to which that those positions, right, will come a time that the folks occupying those positions will have to give way. We have to step aside, and they too will be able to take over. So all of these things, you want to consider them. That's why the guys are playing smart. They are engaged in the process. So some of them are going to CDC because they just want to go there. They are not going there because they are so much concerned about President George Weah re-elections. Some of them are going there because what they will get in return. Some of the political parties in recent time, they have fallen drastically. Some of them, their monetary, their funders. Some of them don't have the funders at all to run their political institutions. So they are considering that going into a merger with the CDC helps you a lot. It provides the opportunity that the $5 to $10, your little budget will be able to run and sustain you and your fellow workers of the party. Instead, have a voice that we are this party, we are that party. All of these things, you want to consider them. That's the reason why some of them engage into the political space. But I'm saying all of this things to drive you at a point that in spite of everything, like we said, politics is interest. So everyone enter into that place, enter into a marriage, into a political marriage with different belief, with different reason, and they have their own mind as to why they want to engage the process. They have their own mind as to why they want to be part of the process. So you want to consider all of these things, right? But at the end, is that they are 9. So unarguably, 9, they have the strength. 9, they have the manpower. 9, they have the will to engage. Now the 9 parties, they will be able to deploy. 9, the shortage of manpower is far away from them. 9, the strength to propagate the message, to having the manpower to send the message, they have it. So unity is strength in unity. So 9 political parties is not something you can underestimate, especially that they have the power, especially that they have the monetary strength, especially that they have the chiefs and elders, especially that they have the Ministry of Internal Affairs under their control. So all of these things, you consider them. Now, your opposition, I'm saying this to drive you at a point that you continue to make this process difficult for yourself. You continue to make this process more challenging for yourself. You continue to make this process more difficult. You continue to make the process more complicated. There are political institutions by this time you should be forming your merger with. You should start engaging. You continue to sit and fold your hands. Before you know it, the CDC take all the small political parties, put them behind it. They start to push. Then you're the people 1 and people 2, then, right? You're the top shatter opposition members. Your disagreement won't settle you down. One will enter the election spiral. You're going to get 4%, you're 3%, you're 2%. You will not care nowhere. You will have to support. Now, time to support, there where the problem will come. Because after you're feeling abuse one another, after you're feeling, say, you send a lot of invectives to one another, in opposition, after the first round, no one will muster the courage to come to a friend and say, I'm supporting you. No one will muster the courage to come to a friend and say, support me. Then you leave it open. So when that way, then the CDC now, who you guys should be tailoring all of your approach against, will come now and use it, and just walk their way through and be re-elected. You guys are not considering all of these things. If you stand for the people, yeah. And this is where I get frustrated. And this is where sometimes I ask myself, as to Liberians, how do you understand when these guys are telling you that we are for you, that we support you, that we listen to you, that we want a government, that you have a voice? Listen, the Christmas will be good, you will know from the eve. That's a cliche. That's something every one of us know and we tailor to our day-to-day activities. That if you have a child in the home and the child is telling you, Mommy, when I'm rich, you will benefit. When I'm wealthy, you will benefit. The child goes to school, or the child has a little job, he's making $1, $2, and even that $1, he doesn't give you he doesn't give you a cent. But he's telling you that when I'm rich, you will benefit. And you as a parent, and you sit and say, oh yeah, what my child is saying that true. Listen, there are other signs that detect that this thing will happen. If the guys in opposition are telling you they'll build a country, they'll build a Liberia where your voice will be, where your voices matter. There are times where they tell you that the CDC has disrespected your voice, the CDC has ignored when you speak, but they will build a government where your voice will be heard, where your voices will be the order of the day, where your voices will be used to drive government's policy, government decision, government strategies. Then you ask yourself, why are these folks not listening to us, to collaborate? Why are these folks are not listening to us that we said we are supporting you, we need a collaboration. We don't want to share our votes. We don't want to give small thing to Cummins. We don't want to give small thing to Joe Barker. We don't want to give small thing to this person. We want to have a conglomeration of opposition front where all of us will just go with voting opposition. We won't know what opposition like Cummins, what opposition like Barker. These folks are failing to listen to you. Have you asked yourself what are the reasons? It detects early sign. It presents a case as to what will happen after when they take over. After when they take over government, these things will continue to prevail. But that's not our argument anyway. It brings up to a point that all of what is happening, these guys continue to fail to collaborate. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. Piketty, in our setting, let me place it away. Greed will not take you to the executive mansion. I want to say this on the radio. It recalled me. Greed will not take any of you to the executive mansion. Complacency will not take any of you to the opposition. And this is why suffering the two folks. The likes of Cummins feel that it's a matter of must. He be president. Feels that the ANC must rule Liberia after the 2023 elections. The Unity Party want to dwell on their past record and want to say, feeling too complacent that they have the people, feeling too complacent that the government have blundered, and so they are capitalizing on the mistakes of the government. So there is no need to negotiate. So there is no need to join forces with other like-minded parties. So there is no need to have these kinds of conversations and bring the force together. Hey, you are damaging your chances. You are damaging your chances for re-election. For elections. You are damaging your chances to the executive mansion. In Liberia, the Constitution calls for 50 plus 1 vote. Yeah. The Constitution calls for 50 plus 1 vote. Yep. So what that means is that you must have a collaboration in which people will support you to the presidency. But this is where we get buffer. In 2020, you guys form a very beautiful collaboration. You form a collaboration with everyone who I thought was the next government you were waiting. Even you yourself, you saw it. Even you yourself, you feel it. And even yourself, you loved it. Even you yourself, you cherished that collaboration. 2020, you saw the results. After the special senatorial elections, you saw the results. You saw the results. You witnessed how Liberians overwhelmingly turned out. It was because the people have understood that if we get rid of these 16 political parties, the 20 political parties just for a single election, and build a system where at the end we have just 3-4 collaborations coming in elections and make the process more competitive, and save the National Elections Commission the stress of going for a rerun elections and save the government from expenses. Right? Going to a rerun election, have to fund the process and whole lot. So, for instance, we had in 2020 we have 4 political parties that were stronger together. 4 opposition political parties that had a voice at the time. That if you hear the CDC, if you hear the CPP, you have heard Joe Barker. If you hear the CPP, you have heard Bernard Uri. If you have heard the CPP, you have heard Alexander Cummings. If you heard the CPP, if you have heard Nobly Kanga Lawrence. That's how you guys were strong. That's how you guys challenged the government. That's how you guys kept the government on her feet. That's how you guys had to compel the George Weah government to start thinking outside the box. And I want to say kudos to you guys. That in 2020, most of the things you see some of the things the government has achieved in recent times, from 2020 up to 2023, is because of the way the opposition had governed themselves and how the opposition placed themselves in the right position. They came together, they had a force. They came together, they had a strength. They had a strength. They came together, they have the voice. They came together, they had everything. And the government had to go by in a closet and say, hey, we're seeing something outside there that's very dangerous to us. How can we do it? It's by us have to redesign our approach. We have to have outreach. We have to do this. We have to do that. The president embarked on a country tour. Hope the president started doing this. Hope the president started doing that. The president started doing impact projects. Started with Invisible Park. When PSP launched Invisible Park. Enter Clariton launched Invisible Park. Enter Docom. All over started hitting. And which of course is very good. Started hitting. So it brings you back to a point that why if you will consider that as well and engage the 2023 elections, it will be a good thing for you. But anything other than that, you guys want to stand single-handedly and engage the electoral process with the expectation that you will win a 50+1 vote is high. With the expectation that you will win the 2023 elections is high. It's hard for you. H-A-R-D. Hard. Not H-I-G-H. It's H-A-R-D. Is hard for you. So you need to go by in your closets. The complacency syndrome is hindering the opposition community. Everyone feels that President Weah has performed poorly and they have everything to win the people. Every one of you think that you have the number. Because if you leave from here, enter somewhere today, you have the people running behind you. Hey, listen, the same folks that run behind you is the same folks that run behind George Weah. The same folks that run behind Cummings is the same folks that run behind Joe Barker. The same people that run behind Joe Barker is the same people that run behind George Weah. At the end, the ballot box, when the people go there to see you guys, that they ought to expect that you will be one. You guys are not one, they will go that way. They will go to where they want to go. Because this is the message that the CDC will be taking to the people, that we are united, that we bring everybody together. So everyone wants unity. Everyone wants unity. So for those of you that are doubting Are those 7 political institutions that join the CDC, they don't have the number, you need to change. You need to redesign your approach. You need to redesign your approach. You need to rethink, because there are reasons why Liberians will vote these 9 political institutions. Because number one, they have the strength. Number one, they're able to engage the people. These are things you have to consider. We continue to have the conversation because we need a process that everyone will say, oh yes, in the 2022 elections, even though Joe Baga win about him, that process was really competitive. Some want to say, even though Joe we are winning, but yeah, the opposition was really strong. Yeah, we saw a very competitive elections. We don't want a process where the ruling party enter, swinging their hands and just walk through easily and get out. Because that's how it's going to be. When you guys continue this way up to the elections, trust me, it'll be difficult. Now, listen, I want to lay the G's on you in our Liberian setting, right? I want to lay this on you. Those of you opposition, what to consider. The 9 political parties that are together. George Weah is a face. George Weah for president. Chua for vice president. That they have already set aside. These guys are contemplating on how to take over the very representative and senatorial seats. This is one of the reasons why you see the political parties are coming together. They are coming together under the umbrella of the government. Already we have a legislature that is toothless bulldog. Already we have a legislature oh my word, I don't even know what word to use to describe that legislature. We know there have been lots of complaints in the public. Liberians have expressed full of no confidence in this legislature. Because why? At a point, it has reached a point where the executive has influenced the legislature. Today, you have a conversation. All civil society reports on the legislature has informed us that the legislature is working for the government. Because in 2017, the government had campaigned on the mantra of vote one, vote all. So the vote one, vote all resolved to a point that CDC having lawmakers in the house. Or perhaps you want to argue that CDC didn't have much lawmakers as compared to the opposition. But CDC have maneuvered away and brought most of the opposition lawmakers at the time to cross over. And some of the lawmakers that cross over, I don't blame it. I don't blame it because they were in a collaboration at times where they see the opposition community. Every day there is confusion among you guys. Every day there is dissatisfaction. Every time you guys complain. So everyone wants a political life that they have a space, that disagreement is not a hallmark to it. Everyone wants a political environment where, you come from work, afterwards the party says this and you follow the party mandate. But the opposition, you guys, it came a time, this disagreement ensued. Disagreement ensues to a point where every one of you became dissatisfied. So everyone some of the lawmakers have to make their way and enter in the CDC. And so you enter the CDC, you are on a mandate to work for, to listen to the party's mandate relatively to what the party thinks should be done. And that's how it has been. That's why the lawmakers have been branded, the House of Representatives, the House of the Liberian Senate continue to be branded as working for the executive. Because these things will continue. Now we are joined to elections. These 6 political parties join with the original 3 political parties making 9. So the 9 political parties will now have, currently as you speak, we start to engage these very representative seats. And that's how they want to run the country. So any attempt from the opposition to not unite yourself, to not understand that Liberia, if you come together as a collaboration, will be a good thing. It will be one of the ways that will easily drive you to the executive mansion. You want to stay aside. You want to listen to those who are telling you that you have the number. Those who are singing the songs to you. Those who are telling you that, hey, Papa, there is no need to negotiate. There is no need to go and join any other person. Say, I am yourself. You still have the people. You can still win. You can still do this. You already have the people. The people are tired with George Weah. These songs they are singing to you are not real. These songs they are singing to you, you have to double up. Do not listen to them. Do not listen to them. Because the thing about it, until you guys can form a collaboration, these things will continue. Number one thing, it continues to send a message to Liberians that one of the reasons why people continue to brand the opposition community as unserious is because you guys, number one, you haven't exercised the will to collaborate. Government will only function effectively when there is collaboration. So you guys outside, you are fit to collaborate. So now the CDC will be opting, to fill the various vacancies, the various seats rather, to fill the various senatorial representative seats. Yep, that will be the next target. Yep. That will be that will be the next target. That will be the next target. That the CDC will want to fill all of those, the vacancies, the representative post, the senatorial post. So when the CDC have all of those things under control, then what kind of opposition will have again after the 2023 elections? We want to consider the future of the opposition, even if you don't win, right? Even if you don't win the 2023 elections, there must be the future for the opposition. Because some of you after 2023 elections, if there is a possibility that you don't win, you will be outside of the body politics of Liberia. You'll be outside the body politics of Liberia. You'll be outside the body politics of Liberia. So you want to create an environment that even if you're outside, even if you're opposition, you don't win the 2023 elections, but yet and still you create an environment that younger generation will come, will still have a space, will still have a stronger voice. The opposition can only be strong under the we as a government if you guys are united. If you guys are united, if you guys uphold that in spite of everything, they have a common understanding. Perhaps this man can be president. Who will be president doesn't matter. Who will be vice president is not our problem. Our problem is we have a voice. Our problem is let's have a voice. Let's have a voice that is stronger for the people. Our goal is let's have a voice that the people will say, yes, we have people can speak for us. Let's have a voice that the people can say, oh, we have these people. Sometimes I follow Julius Malema in South Africa. Sometimes I want to reconcile his style of politicking. Isn't that they are concerned about who be president? Isn't that they are concerned about whether they are president or not? Their concern is to have a stronger voice. That when we say the EFFL said this, the EFF said this, the government is trembling. When we say we stand, when we issue a memo that the EFF will be addressing the press on critical national issues, the government is by her radio. The government is listening. The government want to take clue. The government want to listen to us. The government want to design. The government want to use our recommendations. The government want to use our recommendation to design programs. The government want to correct her mistakes. The government want what we're pointing out to not be repeated. That's the kind of opposition we need in Liberia. Not the opposition that say we'll be addressing the press by 12. The minute they come and say, yeah, man. I mean, nothing men can say. The men can say, tie and that thing. Now, a point where the opposition will say, we're going to address the press by 12. Then the government go to listen, and yet the opposition attacking a fellow opposition member. What I may get to offer you? What I may get for you? You the man. Oh, my word. And this is where I get bad. What real life, right? Okay, let's place it this way. ANC having press conference. Attacking United Party. United Party having press conference. Attacking ANC. What well, ANC now go, you come and attack the people. Where is United Party before you attack? You the man stay in the same house. You are still drinking from the same one cup. You are still using the one outside bathroom. Right in our setting. But yet and still you dare putting more on the man. The man putting more. The man that is in a mansion. Right? The man that is living a luxurious life. The man who has everything. The man who you believe that you want to take away so that you want to remove from the position. You focusing your attention on him. But your brother are supposed to support you. The men are supposed to stand beside you. The men are supposed to hold your hand and say, okay, I'm with you today and moving forward is the man you're against. So this also implies that perhaps you're in your family, you have a brother, maybe you're opting for something bigger. And your brother, instead of your brother supporting you to derive at that point, or instead of you calling your brother to support you, then you forget about your goal, what you want to achieve. And you're then making confusion, you're making faults of your brother is on the other hand to doing the same. What does it show? It shows that number one, you're not serious. It shows that number one, even what you say you want, you don't want it. Maybe that just someone see you and say, oh my piggy, you know why you go for that thing, so go for it. And that's how he presents it. That's how you guys continue to present a picture. Listen, if you are serious in mind, if you hide the belief that Liberians are suffering, that most often you guys say, if you have the belief that you want to bring a system where the change will be visible, you want to bring a system where if you say this is Liberia, this is what we should do, we do it. If you want to bring a system where if you say the rule of law is the rule of law, if you want to bring a system where you say government is for the people and there must be the reason why the people should continue to have a voice in this country, to deliver on that, you will first have to understand that the people will have to be convinced. For the people who have to be convinced, you need the strength. To get the strength, you have to collaborate. To collaborate, you have to reconcile your differences. To reconcile your differences is that you all must come together. And this is where you guys continue to fail. The pattern is very simple. The pattern for the opposition is very simple. But they continue to fail day by day. They continue to fail 1 minute after another. They continue to fail 1 minute after another. Today you wake up, you listen to opposition, the man from this side accusing the federal opposition, attacking the man. The government is moving. The government is enjoying. The government is seriously engaging. The government is moving, right in support. The government is looking through you guys, picking the guys out, bringing them closer, bringing them closer. 9. 6 of you have gone, right? So the remaining 18, the government is still looking through. Maybe in the next coming months again, CDC will go there again, pick 2 or 3 persons, eye on them. Then you sit down there and say, oh, the people don't get number. Sit down there and say, oh, the people, no, not number thing. Say, oh, the people, not this. Be fooling yourself, right? Sit down and sit with that mind that, oh, the people don't have the number. The people don't do this. Listen, this is politics. Anything can turn around. This is politics. The men that had 1% last year can have 5% next year. The men that have 4% last year can have 10% next year. This is politics. People change for nothing. People change at the twinkling of an eye. So if you feel that the complacency syndrome, that we are the only alternative, when us, CDC, citizens get nothing again. We are only us the people want. That we the people have told us that only us the need, and this and that. You are deceiving yourself. You are hindering your chances to the executive mansion. It is time that you redesign your approach. The change that you say you want to deliver, the change you guys say you want to deliver, you can only defeat President George Weah when you guys form a collaboration. This is no doubt. This is no doubt. We saw it in 2017. We continue to see President Weah by himself is a man that has the number. Yeah, disregard the CDC. I want to challenge you today. Disregard the CDC. Same President Weah as an independent candidate. They engage in the electoral process. President Weah has the number, or arguably. Those who can argue, even you opposition know that. So to beat such a man, it's like you guys must come together. If the people turn around, they see all 4 of you, or even more than, they see your faces, everyone together, speaking with one voice, saying one thing. Everyone is united. That's why in the days, in the 60s, in the 70s, Kwame Nkrumah have said to us. And at times you want to, leaders are people that research. Leaders are people that read. Leaders are people that compare the present happening with things that happened before. And like I learned from one of my role models, right? That leaders compared the past happiness with the present and compared the possibilities. Yeah, the possibilities that it is happening because of this. And sometimes you use the past, you use the past happiness. Everything that's happening now, everything that has happened, right, in recent times have happened before. So, at the foundation of the OAU, right, Kwame Nkrumah has reminded us Africans that we can only be strong when we are united. The people in Africa, the colonial masters, will only come, and take over our resources if we are divided. We can only defeat these people when we are united. If we are united, we have a strength. If we are united, we have a voice. If we are united, we're able to stand for a cause. So that's why we need a united Africa. They listen to him not. And today we see where we are. Africa has been divided. And today we see where we are. We continue to cry. Africans have been drawn in the Red Sea days times of our numbers. You want to bring that to our current body politics. That the opposition, the message has been unity. Until you unite, you won't divide, you won't defeat President George Weah. In 2014, in 2020, you tried. You tested the process. You united yourself. And we saw how it paid out for you. 2023 is very nice. You guys say you are big boys. Perhaps, you felt the need, personal greed, dissatisfaction ensues. Of course, it's normal. It's normal in every organization, regardless of it being political. Every organization, these things are normal. These things are normal. But you failed to consider them. And so you engaged, you had a words to say about one another, and everything went on. So now this is where we are. This is exactly where we are. So you want to consider that until you change your approach, that until you tailored, you redesigned your approach as to how you're going to engage this process. Believe you me, it seems challenging for you. Believe you me that the process will continue to be the way it is. That your possibility of you taking over, the possibility of you defeating President George Weah is very slim. So you have to consider all of these things. And I encourage you guys to consider them. I encourage you guys to consider these things. We're going to activate the phone lines, Liberians, to hear from you. We have said this. We have said it. And want to be very frank that do not underestimate the power of those 6 political parties that have joined the CDC. Do not underestimate. It further increase the strength of the CDC. It further empowers the CDC to strive for greater success. It further challenge the CDC, right, to achieve more. It further provide a space where the CDC will be re-elected. There is a huge possibility. So we are calling on them too as well. You see, we want to have a balanced democracy. For us, we felt the need that we can have this thing. We see Liberia for all. That's what we see. 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907 are the numbers. We're going to afford you Liberians the time. We're going to afford you Liberians. Like we said, we have made our analysis on the discussion. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning to the Voice of Liberia family. Good morning to my fellow Liberians on Radio Land this morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity you have afforded me to speak to my comrades on Radio Land. By the way, the introduction, I'm Epanso A.F. Kamara, calling for district number 10 to be precise, and I joined the conversation from my resident transformer community this great morning.
Quickly, let's hear you.
I would like to speak of 2 issues, 2 cardinal issues that you have spoken on, and I want to give our interest on it. One has to deal with the CDC coalition. I can tell anybody CDC has no coalition at this time in point. But meanwhile, CDC have concrete for democratic change because those parties that comprise this coalition, they no longer in formidable force that you can stay on to say CDC is a coalition now. CDC is a concrete for democratic change. They have no coalition because MPP is divided, and the Star Party has left, and the 6 parties that joined CDC, we don't consider that people to be party in Liberia because
listen, Afonso. It is good that when you come to these kinds of discussion, you come with facts. Our point in time that the LPDP left the coalition.
Yes.
I'm asking you, at what point in time that the LPDP left the coalition?
The LPDP has left the coalition.
Afonso, you got to check your information. That's wrong. That information is far from reality. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me say good morning to your many listeners. Oh, this is Bobby Abu Meska. I phoned this morning from the office of Summer Beach, District 6, as the Corporal. Let me appreciate you guys this morning in studio for that kind of better analysis this morning. Oh, listen, when we are talking or maybe speaking at time, when we are looking at the CDC, those parties that join the CDC, firstly, we should bring those party records, the past election. So we shouldn't have people, we shouldn't have the coalitions running around here that says political party has joined the CDC, meaning it is informable fool. That is a diabolical lie. What kind of party is that? You call for a lab. Last 2017, lab have 4,000. You talk about party of you, I know UCCM something. This party will have 3,000 votes. Listen, you call that a force?
Meska, this is the thing. This is the thing we want to consider, right? Like we begin a discussion, and I made it very clear. Those political parties, their total number, all six of them, were about 30,000. If you compare or you add all six of them, all six of them, all six of them is 30,000. So the thing about it, listen now. The thing about it, that was in 2017. From 2017 to now is about 5 to 6 years now. So there is a possibility that the thing you did some 5 years ago and got 1%, right? So this is the thing. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining.
For the second time around, this is Pastor Kamal. Let me make my second point. Okay, when it comes to the opposition collaboration issue, I think opposition are very strong together. CPP remain committed to the promise to the Liberian people. We will not forgo the CPP. And let me tell anybody, you have the numbers. Election number is not variable. It's not remain constant. Today, people can vote for you before tomorrow they change your mind. So any political parties feel you have a number, you are depending on local state. And it's not coming rule. Last election, you obtained 70% votes. I can show to you over 1 million Liberian people we are set for. And it's not
okay, fine. Afonso, listen now. Afonso. Yeah. So now Alexander Kumi got 7.2% last election. So you considering that this election you will get more than that number.
You will get more.
Listen. But the people those political parties that join the CDC that have 6,000, 5,000 by then. So now they by that number now increase, eh? So this is the thing. Honestly, this is the thing we have to consider.
We consider all of those factors, So to conclude, I will tell people that it is not coming to make a case, it is not coming to perform the leadership role, and we bring a philosophy, and we stay by here, they come in election. We're not here for popularity, we're not here for 45-year experience, but who can do our job? And then man is the one who believes in it, is the one who has the opportunity to transform this country to shift the system, and we will body or towards it.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
It's great to have you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Let me say, for the recognition, I'm Poker Robert.
Go ahead.
And I joined you from a comfortable residence on the Capitol bypass. But I don't know what happened to the Looster Lamb. I'm only the Looster thing about begging you.
Thanks, sorry. I just realized that.
Yeah, I beg you. But anyway, to the issue. I like the way you are there, questioning your colors. And I'm going to appreciate you to the fullest. Because some of them come on your show, they use your platform, the platform itself, and how they respect it. But it's like everywhere, and the international community are large. For people that can allow people carry it out, no evidence. And I like what you just start out one general, even come with evidence. I like it. This is what you call journalistic or theory, and what you think. But the issue, we for the market correlation automatic.
Oh, Poker has left. I just don't know what is happening with our loan style. I would say it's empty and line. Encourage. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you. Let's say.
Okay, I'm Pajo calling from Virginia.
Go ahead, Pajo.
Okay. Thank God for you, Papa. Those people that are calling, telling you this and what have you, they will not be mindful. This is going right by. Because you are saying the truth, but they want to see the reality that we are saying. As long as we are divided, we will not make it. So at this time, we need to come together to see how best will affect the people. They are looking at the sixth party that joined CDC. Don't estimate nobody. You know how many persons already left Waga camp and joined CDC? You know how many persons already left Alexander Kumi camp and joined CDC? So the only thing can make to defeat CDC is to come together as a political party. Everybody come together as one. Then there will be only one round. But other than that, Papa, you are saying the truth, and thank God for you. You are spoken the truth. You did a part. Sit down and watch the game. Thank you all so much. May God bless you.
Thank you. We to this person. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Patrick and Harris, Paco and Harris, and good morning to the people of Liberia.
Go ahead, McLean.
This is activist McLean Renner, and I do join you guys this morning from CEO. SP, honestly, the issue of discussion, in my opinion, is in twofold. Firstly, I must agree with you guys on the first analysis you guys are projecting to the Liberian people that if those guys cannot unite now, means that in fact possibility exists and they will be defeated. But here is another side of the coin that I want for you guys to look at critically. If you go to, because I'm optimistic and positive in my analysis that at no point in time the citizen-led government will win 50 plus 1%. That is clear. As a matter of fact, if you look at those political parties that is joining or that have joined CDC, some of them have not participated in any election process to accumulate a number or a percent in our election process, like the POP and other political parties. Some of which that have participated, they have a minute number, 0.5, 1% and all of that. But, so the other question here is, possibility exists if the opposition cannot form a line now, second round, go to the second round, I can say to you, there will be a ball change game in the second round. Maybe Alexander Kumis can say that in fact, I will give my support. The president factor can say I will give my support, and maybe they will be giving their support on one factor. Here's the factor in my opinion, and they'll be giving their support. Say that in fact, CDC cannot uphold agreement when agreement is sound between them. You have President crying wolf that in fact the way agreement sound between the NUCDP and CDC and up to now the CDC government have not heard to accept the situation. The electoral factor too also, the NPP factor too also are complete that in fact CDC cannot uphold to the agreement. So people will be looking for all options in the electoral process to uphold the agreement. So I believe in my mind, you are right, but I'm looking at for the second round factor where people will be looking at sustainable fact or agreement that was sound and who party can uphold the agreement moving forward. Thank you for the opportunity. Activist McLean Renner.
Thank you, McLean, for making a point to talk to this person. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, this is Peter Toh, and I talk from People Row.
Go ahead, Peter.
Okay, for the enemy position, they are confused. You see, when anybody that go on their side, then the person are good person, but when they come to the CDC area, then they say the person are good, the person are know nothing, even they don't get number. But when I then we'll be pressing the president. Even in the past administration, people that been a medical director that went to school that been working in the government. But once...
Hold on, who lost him? We'll take this one. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, well, let me say good morning to all of you in studio. My name is Adam Daniel, and I come from the human drive.
Go ahead, Adam.
Well, let me appreciate you this morning for the talking point, and also let me appreciate the Almighty God for pumping breath into us, our voice to be heard this morning. My brother, you know, all of the analysis you or spend this money like or people overlooking it. But I can tell you for free. Why was this opposition be leaving opposition political party and joining the ruling party? That should signal the international community that this ruling party is doing well because you get this opposition party from leaving for the opposition, joining the ruling party is a plus to the ruling party. The ruling party will celebrate and will jubilate. Also, these guys will get to know that this political institution, even when two people behind each other themselves, we got 12 right there, 12 human beings will be joining us. So that 12 human beings, when you looking for 12 human beings, we got 12 human beings, that means how they want the election. So let it be that same people that got no phone or they got no follow-up. But Carl also wanted to get to know whether the party coalition for the currency is readiness to win this presidential election. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you for making your point. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Hello?
You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this Samuel Raymond problem calling from the police academy community.
Quiet, Samuel.
Yeah, my brother, you know the money, one want to take for free, you know, if you can remember in power day, when HR were been taking at Ketelede in Elda, when they both came back, the prophet Nehemiah, when he noticed that they were suffering, so when he called the people, the gentlemen, you can't just build a wall. And then there was this guy called Tobiah, and someone I don't think they were the opposition people. They tell them they want that they put building even when Roger did the wall fall down. So my brother, this morning, I want to tell you that all the ruling party and those that trying to join them, let them be focused. You know, if 10 men come together and blow one man, that man will die. Rather than one man coming to you and blow you. Mm-hmm. So don't mind the people. When the people come to them, they put food, but when they go to the government, they buy. So don't mind them. Let the government start building that strength. I can tell you for free that come October 10th, the citizens going to be victorious. Thank you very much.
Okay, we talk to this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Alfonso Kamal, let me say this to people. I don't want people to say opposition candidate or opposition parties, they are not together. Opposition party are stronger together. And to speak with the fact at this time, you point this morning. The period we're not looking at kind of high economic constraint or challenges that we are faced with in our society. Then, to help me go until they will go to the pool and cast their vote for CDC. I don't see that one happening. And let me friend. Opposition parties in Liberia, we have multi-party democratic system. You don't expect everybody to come under one umbrella at this time. But meanwhile, whenever the second one, whosoever suffers with the second one, who will run to you. The high them, Mr. Party in Liberia. So I don't want people to come opposition together. They are not together. They are not together. We are together and we speak with one voice. We will eliminate and defeat job money we have comes on automatic, constitutionally, politically, democratically. They will be flawed. So I rest my case this morning. So
thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Elsaki calling you from Carisburg, the choice of the better people.
Go on.
And brother, you have said it all because we got together to fight this guy. But let me tell you one thing. Our elder brother, our father, then had confusing the whole thing. So I think we have to manage to move to the direction where the sunlight is coming from. Really. Because you would not tell me as a child, say, let us go fight. Then I see you fighting among yourself. You expect me to be with you? No. I got to back up and go to where peace is located. Thank you this morning.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Yankwa Johnson. Johnny even Chicken Project. My Kenya has been due to the coalition under the non-political party that joined the CDC. What for big when the people win, you think we'll be having peace in this country because we know how the city collaboration party or the way they are there. You saw the confusion that broke between them. Why you saw the vice president saying now she was stranded. In fact, lot of CDC people different us. If you see that insult. Before later they settle in her because election is coming, they have non-political party going and join them again. You think when God forbid when they win, you think we'll be having a smooth government because all of those people will need share.
Okay. Apologies. 0770907907 0880907907907 are the numbers who take more of a course on this development. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
It's great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Sam B. Calling us on the road. I'm Johnny from Johnson City this morning.
Go on, Sam.
Yeah, you see, this thing is very simple and easy. The thing is not far. If they say they are strong opposition, why they are failing to mean about running it? That's the same thing. You leave somebody 11 hours yesterday to win election. No matter what they do, we're going to massively defeat them. And we know that this government will maintain to rule this country until the 12 years finish. Because we don't even take into consideration. They are not putting forth anything that we will do as incoming government. So we will not listen to that rhetoric. The song they are singing, the choir, they are coming. Nobody there to beat the drum. They only singing. Nobody there to beat the drum for them. So we're going to give them red card. No matter what you do, we will defeat them. We don't care. That's why we vote to register massively in Montserrat to show to them that indeed we are ready. Thank you very much.
Okay, we talk 07709079070 0880907 adding numbers. We talk to this person. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Alfonso Camara.
Alfonso, we have taken you for long, Alfonso Beck. We have taken it for long. You don't have to give all of the chance to call. Yep. 07709079070 08809079070. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. My name is Roland Kefula. I'm joining from my Bangladesh.
Go ahead, Roland.
Yeah, no, the issue of the political party in Liberia, there are no opposition. If you say you are opposition, you are performing the opposition. But they say they are opposition and they are performing their rep towards the citizen that yes, they are opposition. I will go to the issue. If you are saying Peter Brown cannot be a horse in the country, you should put a structure down. Like in the Peter Brown, not be a horse. But you're not being structured, you're not putting the structure down, and you're talking. So what motivates the people that yes, you are capable of doing that, or you are capable of doing the country? So I believe that this is the government will beat the opposition flat, and there are no second round to it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Mario. I joined you from Kingsway this morning. Thank you for the talking point this morning. I think you have said it for, you don't have opposition in Liberia. I was always suffering in the country. Because when from 2020 election, when they were together at that time, they're going to still be together, they're going to get the ruling party at that time. But now, they will see things going, my brother. The election, I think, from my own observation, it will just be like word by for president. We are, they get before February. And see, so the vote, they are not serious. So I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for making your point. We take more calls 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. Adding numbers. We take one or two more calls. Yep. This person is right here. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Mr. Patrick, I don't know why you off me all.
Alfonso, you have made a point. We can't keep your one in line for so long. I mean, you have to allow us to call. You have called already. Yep. You call, you made your points. You made 2 points. Yeah, I think it's so much. You're not yet to be reporting people. Obviously, we won't entertain that. We take more calls 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. This person is right here. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
I need Jerry to do what you estate.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, I got the leader, the woman complaining why it's not activities on the direct to them. People complaining behind, oh yeah, they will put some go now honestly, they're not understanding somebody thing. So I think it might be a state on the direct person in the decision.
Okay, thanks. That's a brilliant recommendation. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Solomon. Like I was calling for Virginia or whatever.
Quiet.
Thank you very much. Better discussion in studio this morning. The 9 political party that joined the ruling party, they are just 419. I tell you for free this morning that if those people, the way they jump the party, when the party win, it will be peace in this country because the people, they are 419 people, my brother. Thank you, ECU this morning.
07709077907. You know, there's the beauty of these kinds of conversations. It's really good. It helps you understand how people think about situations. We talked to more callers. Yeah, 0770907 907 0880907 the number to call. In be live, more of these kinds of discussions. We're going to bring them, and the good thing is it's important we have, these kinds of conversations. It helps a lot. It helps people understand. You get the best about how people think about situations. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're live. Let's hear you.
This is Joseph. This is calling from this is Canopy.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity, this topic. People are looking the strength of the sixth party that joined the CDC. But I can tell you, it is a plus for the CDC. For the fact of the matter, the message alone is a plus because our international partners, and others are listening. So seeing opposition party or hearing an opposition party are joining the ruling party is a message to them that this government is performing. Yes. So if they think they can overlook it, that's fine. I can tell them for free. It will be an easy route for the CDC. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take more calls.
I don't know.
0770907 and 07 and you listen to him talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm over blaming from Peace Island 540.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, from the look of things, realities are on the ground, tangibles are on the ground. What the CDC government is doing, we all are seeing it, but opposition pay blind eyes to it. So CDC is about to win them one round, until we realize and talk truth in this country, CDC will win. Because they don't want to realize and appreciate. We got to learn how to appreciate other people. Because when you get there, we must be able to appreciate you. At least when you're doing something. But they leave everything out and they may not do anything. That's very erroneous. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then we okay. All right. It's on Good Morning Liberia, folks. Indeed. We are here. We'll do it like days up to 10 o'clock. We'll call it a day. We'll talk to this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Brother Solomon called from Johnsonville.
Go ahead, Solomon.
We're just waiting on a CDC promotion. But CDC promotion cannot carry anywhere. We are the opposition. We will whip CDC down to the ground everywhere to think about in the air, on the ground, in the sea, on the land. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we have it right here. Like we said, we do it like this up to 10. 10 o'clock, call it a day. Yeah, by 10 o'clock, we'll call it a day right here. But it's about time. We'll go for this break. Yeah, we'll go for this break. Telecel Liberia is our sponsor. You do all of your internet business with Telecel, and you will regret just being in terms of their internet services. They are convenient, reliable, and up to the tax. All you need in terms of your internet needs is on Telecel Liberia. We'll go for this break. Why? Yeah, Telecel Liberia is up with this message for you.
Internet. Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ buildings. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ buildings. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ buildings. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love.
And the Telecel Liberia is our to do business with Telecel, like we said, in terms of your internet needs. You know, the internet is moving at a very, very fast speed. So there is a need that, you know, you join the internet world as well and do business with Telecel. But welcome back, folks. You know, after we had to go for our break, but it's very interesting. Like I always tell you on this program, these are conversations we're going to have. For some of us, we go beyond how you see things, how you viewed, what are your understanding about issues in this country. Above everything is Liberia. I want to close up on this program, particularly by reminding you about the things we need to do, the different ways we need to apply so that we govern ourselves accordingly, so that we govern ourselves in a way that reconcile with the way things should go in this country. The election process is right next the corner. And I'm going to say this clear, very clear. You see, one of the reasons why we continue to tell people that every time we called for this issue about, there are lots of times, you guys continue to say, the thing, women participation. There's a need. We encourage women participation in all of our undertakings. We have to try as much as possible so that we have women incorporated in the politics. We have to try as much as possible to have women incorporated in our undertakings, in all of our endeavors. We should strive to ensure that women are given a space to practice a call that we all agree to, a call that we all support, a call that we all have over the time, and like we said, we continue to champion. And so for the remaining minute of our discussion, I want to place emphasis on that as well. That there are lots of things we have to consider in this country. There are lots of issues we need to give serious attention to in this country. Part of that also calls for us as well encouraging women. Part of that also calls for us encouraging our females to take advantage of the process. That in Liberia they have been subjected to a lot of concerns. In Liberia they have been subjected to a lot of pressures. There are potential in our women. Yeah. There are potential in our women. And I've been taught that the day Liberia realizes the importance of women, the day Liberia challenge herself to see women as an important team player to the success of this country, that day and moving forward, Liberia will be great. What do I mean is, if we challenge ourselves that our women, our females should go beyond that start that we have in Liberia, that mindset that women are subjected, they should be in the kitchen, they should be doing this, they should be at this point, they shouldn't have been this way, they shouldn't have been that way, and that mind, until we can develop, until we can change that approach, until we can have something outside the box to talk about, and not to dwell on the belief, or on the saying that women women are, they are not up to the task as it has been said around. And because of that, you guys, our male counterparts, continue to make them feel unresolved. You make them to feel, you make them to feel disenchanted, right? They feel in themselves that their country hasn't given them the space for their voices to be heard. Today, you want to do a comparison. You want to look at things. You want to examine issues in this country. And you come to realize that women have felt some of the worst in our society. I'm using this term, right? These are conversations we're going to have. These are conversations we're going to have moving forward. I have reminded myself that we're going to have this discussion over and over and over and repeatedly moving forward. That there is a need to increase awareness on the ways in which we think our women, our mothers, our sisters, our friends, our female friends who have the potential to deliver should be given a space. But again, that also calls for you individuals, those of you, as a matter of fact, it also calls for you guys to challenge yourselves. It also calls for you guys to see yourself as you have the potential to deliver. Why is true that we encourage? Why is true that we will be on this radio, will be on various platforms, calling on Liberians to see you guys as an alternative. Those of you our female friends that have expressed interest, have said you want to be part of the process. Those of you that have challenged yourself, that for too long you have suffered in this country, for too long you have been left out, laws that have been made, some of the laws are not in your favor, some of them are there, but the implementation, people have refused. They have continued to fall below what we expect of them. I'm going to use this time to call on you women to see it as a time to engage the process. That you too need a space in this country, that your voice will be heard. You too need a space in the country that you will enter that legislature and make decisions on behalf of fellow women. We make decisions that will impact our mothers. We make decisions that will impact the lives of women in this country. But that calls for competency. You must be qualified. You must be competent. You must be able to articulate the vision of the people. You must be knowledgeable about the problems of the people. You must be that person that is selfless. And overall, you must be able to engage at all times. I'm saying this particularly to our females that have expressed interest. And those of you that have expressed interest or wanting a desire to contest. It is good that you enter the process. Those males are in the legislature, they are not more competent than you do. Those males in the legislature, they are not more qualified. Some of them are not qualified than you. Some of you women are more qualified than them in the legislature. But the problem is they have created an environment making it more fearful and makes it to a point that you feel very frightened. That, if I enter that place, Look at I even hear about the many Honorable Harris Billy. I entered there. I already hear about the many. They may be into so many things, so many decent things. I can't win the main in the district, and these kinds of thoughts continue to perpetuate the minds of our women. And so, because of that, they continue to fall prey to these beliefs. And so today, tomorrow, moving forward, we continue to suffer from the happiness. And what is more embarrassing is that it will continue to persist until we change our mind. It will continue to persist until we redesign our approach. It will continue to persist until you women see this term as your term. See it as a time that you can challenge a process. See it as a time that you too have a solution to the many problems affecting Liberia. See it as a need that you too have the potential to contribute to Liberia. See it that way. And challenge yourself to do the right thing. That you want to engage a process. I had a time to visit. I had a time to speak with a lady. Yeah, one of them. She hasn't declared intention yet. But this lady is so desirous of contesting in bombing. And so I had this time to have the conversation with her. And I was very clear. I was like, "Oh, what's up? You said you want to contest, right?" She said, "Yes, I want to contest, but the way I seen this whole thing, and everything, and the way things are going, I'm not really interested again because towards ahead of me the meals and the whole other thing. You could sense the discouragement in her voice. Then you understand from what she speaks. Yeah. If you listen to her, then you get to know the point she was making and how she felt that there was no hope for her. And that happened because we have built a country where we see only males to have a solution to the problems. We have built a country where we think it is only our male counterparts are qualified. That's the thoughts we have employed, and that's the way we are going about it. And so because our females continue to feel marginalized, our female continue to feel, that there is no hope to be alive. That's how they think about the situation. But it's good. It is good that some of us who have these platforms, right? It's good that some of us have the time to sit on these kinds of platforms and speak to Liberians. We're going to have more of these engagements. I just felt the need to just remind you about where are we going as a country. That women must be entertained. Today, you look across government, few of the areas, though there are lapses, that of course we cannot take away. Though there are lapses that we cannot take away, but if you look across government, there are places, there are most of the positive things that have been done so far in government also attributed to women. Today you want to look at NAFA. Today you want to look at public works. Today you want to look at other government institutions. You want to look at the infill. You want to look at other government institutions that are making headways in this country. You look at the contributions of women in those areas. Then now you realize that there are reasons why we should give them the opportunity. Today in the legislature, there are some women that are continuing to speak against the bias systems, if you may say. Though they have their own problems that, of course, we cannot erase. But you look at in the Senate, there are women there that are pushing the case. You look at the House of Representatives, a few women that are there, 7 women that are there, they are pushing the case. But gender balance legislature creates a gender balance government, creates a gender balance development, because those women will be advocating the interest of the fellow women as well. That's why I have the time to take serious interest in a call for women participation in politics. I take serious interest to have in the call for women participation in the governance process. But again, I must say that while we welcome the call for women's participation, we are also craving that people that will come to take over, those women that are expressing interest, must be qualified, must be competent, must ensure that Liberia needs leaders. And not people that just come because you feel that you want to take over. Feel that you want to come and take over. Feel that you want to just come and override the system because the call for women participation continue to increase. And so you want to see that as an opportunity that you come and just say, oh, my two and woman, I want to be this, I want to be leader and kind of stuff. Hey, I'm going to entertain you. We're going to entertain that kind of discussion. Not today, not tomorrow, not any point in time. The kind of conversation that we're going to entertain is the one that we understand, right? It's the one that we understand that women are needed in our politics. It's the one that understands that since women are needed in our politics, there is a need, there are reasons, and there should be reason why women must be given the opportunity. So, like we said, we're going to have these kinds of conversations. I just thought to have it in passing. Yeah, I just felt the need to have this in passing as we close up on the program. Women participation in politics matters. We want to encourage our females. Take advantage of the process. Those males are there. Some of you are qualified in them. Some of you have this country ahead in them. Some of you are able to deliver on the expectations of the people. Then those. Some of you have the mind. You know things are affecting us that you want to go about. But make this an opportunity. See this 2023 as an opportunity. Challenge the process. Enter it. Go for it. Be competent. Know the problems of the people. Know how you're going to tailor your approach. Go for it. And I want to believe that you have answers to those problems. But folks, it's good to be here. Someone said, Harris, just sent me a text. This person, I need to read this message. He said, Harris, you just make my day. Indeed, he just made my day, Harris. And thanks so kindly for the advice. All right, thank you. But this is it, folks. We gotta go. The certain that we have to go. We have to go, folks. And so it has been a great time being here. This is Good Morning Liberia. We'll return tomorrow with another fascinating edition of the program. In all fairness, like we remind you, Liberia is all what we have. In all of our endeavors, let's strive to ensure that the peace is preserved. And many thanks to all of you. Let's take this time to acknowledge some of our viewers. I know those of you Liberians have been following the program. Take this time to recognize you. Oh yes, it's important we do it. We take this time to. Oh my word, I'm trying to get this thing from right here. Oh my word. Okay, we're doing everything. Let me do everything possible. But so kindly, we're going to return tomorrow. Tomorrow edition promises to be the very fascinating one. We have a very, very, very brilliant series discussion on tomorrow. We're we're going to be bringing forth our discussion, some braiding discussion. But until then, folks, we have to take our leave now. This conversation. There's a country with those that have been watching. Yeah, those of you that have been watching, it's important we do it. We had appreciated Kojo Amspa Furniture Boo says good morning once again to you listeners from Kojo from Kumasi. Many thanks, Kojo. Abraham K. Flomo has been with us. James Derry Matadi has been of Manjatu Son, has been of Lamino Conan, Stephen Johnson, Paba Duke, Haji Man, that's the Haji Man, Mohammed Turi, Ska Kamara, and all of you know the list is just long. I can just name all of those that have been watching. But we'll say thanks so kindly for watching. And we hope to be back tomorrow morning with another fascinating edition of the program. Good morning, Liberia. It feels good every time to be on this radio. Indeed, this has been a Harris S. Bailey presentation. My name is Harris. I say have yourself a God bless day. Bye-bye from our end on the program.